November 19th, Village of Woodbury Planning Board meeting. I ask that you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please take your seats.
I can take it away.
All right.
I'm a comedy
Did Maria
actor.
slide away in her seat?
These are not the best.
No, they're not.
So I'd like to welcome Maria Hunter back to the planning board. We've switched ends of the days.
Yeah, look at that.
When I joined the planning board, Maria was the chairwoman, and I was sitting down at the end. Now we've come full circle. So
And you
nice-
can have that end.
I'm never going to go there, so.
it's nice to have you back, Maria.
Well, thank you.
First item on the agenda: Woodbury Common, Bolsey Line, review and draft decision for amended site plan, special permit, and ARB for temporary seasonal structures for kiosk 111 at the Woodbury Common Premium Outlets. Said property is located at Route 32 in Central Valley, known as the Village of Woodbury Tax Maps, Section 225, Block 1, Lot 70.2. We have a draft resolution from council. That's extra space. That's oh, extras. There we go. Sorry, I have three. I want to make sure I get the right one here. So,
Thank you, Jeff.
what's up?
No, Jeff moved the thing, so I would have to be on camera.
Let's see. Okay, so we have this one. Yes. Okay, so specific conditions. All applicable conditions attached to the site plan, special permit, and architecture review board approvals from 1997 to present for Premium Outlet Partners, LP/Chelsea, GCA Realty Partnership LP, CPG Partners LP, also referred to in the same as Woodbury Common Premium Outlets, and any subsequent amendments thereto are hereby incorporated into this resolution and are to remain in full force and effect. And this approval is subject and conditioned upon satisfaction to the conditions as if they were set forth at length herein. Prior to the signing of the plans, the applicant shall comply with the memorandum of the village engineer dated October 9, 2025, to the satisfaction of the village engineer. During the annual construction of assembly as well as disassembly of the igloo structures, safety shall be sole responsibility of the applicant and their contractors with all appropriate safety measures provided. These features shall also be to the satisfaction of the village building department for public safety. No building permit shall be issued authorizing construction of structures inconsistent with the architectural rendering submitted to and approved by the Architectural Review Board as part of this approval, nor shall any certificate of occupancy issue for any structures constructed except in conformance with such renderings. Any deviation from such renderings will require further planning board review. The structures are only permitted in place from November 1st to March 31st of each year and shall be removed during the rest of the year. I will offer a motion to accept the resolution, the draft resolution as read.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain since I wasn't here for the whole process.
Okay. You're done. I'll sign it digitally tomorrow and it'll get sent over to the building department.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Next item, extra space storage. Review draft decision for signage at an existing storage unit business. Said property is located at 97 Mayor Lane in Harriman and is known as the Village of Woodbury Tax Maps, Section 225, Block 1, Lot 40. All right, so, you got nothing on this, right, Natalie?
No.
No.
I do not have any.
No, I think we're all,
We're ready to go.
okay. So this application is exempt from the current moratorium as the project involves an application for planning board and/or architecture review board approval for signs in accordance with Village Code 31030 and permits in connection therewithin. Exemption number 6. Specific conditions. All conditions of prior approvals in connection with this property shall continue to be in full force and effect, and this resolution does not supersede or otherwise modify such prior approvals and conditions except as specifically set forth in this resolution. No building permit shall be issued authorizing construction of structures inconsistent with the architectural rendering submitted to and approved by the Architectural Review Board as part of this approval, nor shall any certificate of occupancy issue for any structures constructed except in conformance with such renderings. Any deviations from such renderings will require further planning board review. Prior to the signing of the renderings, the applicant shall comply with the memorandum of the village engineer dated October 21st, 2025. Prior to the issuance of a building permit, the approximately 14-square-foot monument sign at the Mayor Lane entrance shall be removed. The freestanding sign shall have identical messages on either side. Signs may only be illuminated until midnight each day. I will offer a motion to accept the draft resolution as read.
Second.
Pick one. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain once again, since I wasn't here for this. Can't even speak.
Come on, Maria, you follow along enough at home.
I know, I do. I read everything, trust me, but I'm going to abstain.
Hartman Design, 197 Springs Mountain Road. Review draft decision to amend the ARB for a single-family dwelling. Said property is located 197 Springs Mountain Road in Highland Mills and is known as the Village of Woodbury. Tax maps is section 215, block 1, lot 5. This is where my wheels fall off. I thought I had it loaded already. 1 second, sorry. Nothing you want to add to this one, right, Natalie? It's all there, everything's been captured and,
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so.
okay.
Do you want me to give a little background on it?
Yeah, go ahead while I pull it up.
So the board may recall that this was before you for amended ARB approval. At that time, the applicant represented that the property was going to be served by a private well, although the documents still said that they were going to be served by the Village of KJ water supply. After the resolution, so in the resolution, you included conditions that those materials should be revised to reflect the private well supply. And then the applicant confirmed actually that they did intend to connect to Village of KJ water supply. So that resolution has to be amended to eliminate those conditions and then instate new conditions that will require the applicant to comply with an agreement that was set forth between the Village of KJ and the property owner to connect to their system, which includes required approvals from the Village of Woodbury Village Board. So the resolution is being amended, again, to eliminate the conditions surrounding revising the materials to reflect a private well, and now requiring the applicant to approach the village board for those necessary approvals to have a connection to the Village of KJ system.
Questions on that one? All right, so specific conditions. No building permit shall be issued authorizing construction of structures inconsistent with the architectural rendering submitted to and approved by the Architectural Review Board as part of this approval, nor shall any certificate of occupancy issue for any structures constructed except in conformance with such renderings. Any deviations from such renderings will require further planning board review. All new windows shall be constructed of or coated with non-reflective material. Anti-reflection window film will be applied to any new low-E windows installed. Prior to the signing of the renderings, the applicant shall comply with the memorandum of the village engineer dated June 11, 2025, to the satisfaction of the village engineer. Before the issuance of a certificate of occupancy, in order for the property to be served by a municipal connection to the Village of Kiryas Sha'al, the applicant must petition and obtain approval from the Village of Woodbury Board of Trustees to form a new water district to include the property. All documents required for the formation of the district shall be prepared by a qualified professional at the expense of the applicant and filed as required according to state law. Obtain an executed agreement among the Village of Woodbury Board of Trustees and the Village of Kiryas Sha'al to allow connection of the property to the Village of Kiryas Sha'al's water supply. Okay. I'll offer a motion to accept the draft resolution of approval as read.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Aye.
All right. Cooking with gas tonight. Sky Zone, Woodbury Center, public hearing for an amended site plan and special permit and ARB for indoor recreation use in a tenant space at Woodbury Center. Said property is located at Center Drive in Central Valley and is known as it is known in the Village of Woodbury tax maps, section 225, block 2, lot 1.12. Who's here to represent this application? You? Step up to the podium, please. State your name. I can't hear you, sir.
I think he's here for Jay's.
Oh, Jay's. Okay,
I
sorry.
don't think there's anybody here.
No, there's nobody here for it. You're right for that one.
Oh, and that was, I think, by design.
That was by design. Okay, so I'm going to offer a motion to open the public hearing for Sky Zone.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, sorry about that. I got ahead of myself on the agenda tonight. Anybody here that wants to speak on the Sky Zone application? Don't all get up at once. Second call, Sky Zone. Third and final call for the Sky Zone application. All right, I'm going to, because we're waiting on the GML to come down and I don't want the shot clock to start on us,
Let's keep it open.
I'm going to make a motion to keep the public hearing open.
Second.
Questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Phil and Natalie?
The only thing I wanted to just mention is now that we have the EAF, the county can complete their process under the GML referral. We will prepare the Part 2 and 3 EAF for you to conclude seeker at your next meeting. And then also the parking waiver needs to be decided on that meeting in December. And that's all I have.
Phil?
The applicant had submitted a traffic and parking evaluation, addressed our previous comments. If you remember, one of the items we discussed was the traffic calming, the speed bumps.
The speed humps.
So they
Ramps.
right now are showing the bumps on their plan in the locations, proper locations. The one that runs along, I'll call it the front of the building, not, coming from the south, I think should be a hump. The others being bumps, I think are fine. And we're shifting it slightly further to the south so it wouldn't be in the real pedestrian path, so. But other than that, everything else was addressed.
Questions for Phil or Natalie? Anything? Okay. All right, now, I was so excited to get to this application. That's what happened. Highland 534 Realty LLC, review and discuss materials submitted for an amended site plan special permit and ARB for improvements to a restaurant. Said property is located at 534 Route 32 in Highland Mills and is known as the Village of Woodbury Tax Map, Section 220, Block 5, Lot 22.21. What would have been really impressive if you got up and started talking about the Sky Zone application.
I was ready. No. J.V. Hernandez, ARQ Architecture, representing the applicant. What we have, I'm sure most of you are familiar with Jay's Deli. In the past,
Is the microphone on?
Yeah.
Pull it out.
yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
All
there you
right,
go.
now there. J.B. Hernandez, ARQ Architecture. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Jay's Deli. We started last year with some interior renovations. We procured the building permit, they were all done. And then there was some roof work that needed to be done. And in the process of that, ownership decided to also upgrade the exterior. So what we're proposing is upgrading the exterior on all sides. We put in a stone veneer. I don't know if you can we move how, oh, I'm sorry.
Up, down, which way you want me to go?
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. As you can see, we're proposing a new stone base. We're proposing to change the entrance to have instead of swinging door, we're gonna have a sliding doors. We've also proposed a new signage and new siding and a new paneling system. There used to be a door to the left side that we're gonna replace that just with windows so there is only one way in the front to get in. And also, we also put in the rear. We add in some gooseneck lights. I think there was one of the other pages, we have all the materials display. So this kind of gives you, sorry about the color, it's not pinkish. We have the feel it's an aluminum exterior cladding. It's an oak. We can bring samples of the panels if need to be. Then we have the other panel, which is more a grayish tone. The material, we're trying to do aluminum windows, black, to kind of go with the same materials that they have there. Also, in the back, maybe you can go up one more.
That's the side.
There. What we're trying to do in the back, again, the current entrance is kind of dark, and as you go up the concrete stairs, so we're trying to upgrade that. So we were raising the roof a little bit to bring more light and to have a nicer set of stairs walking into the deli from the back. Now, where we might have got ahead of ourselves, that in the intersection of Rutledge and 32, there was an area that hasn't been used, and for the longest time, there's been concrete bollards there, and we explored the idea of adding some outdoor seating there. And
Quick question, with this area here, that's the loading dock right now, right?
That's the loading dock here.
Okay, so you're adding
That door is there, that's employee.
that's, okay, but it's gonna be remain an employee entrance?
yes,
Okay. And then up here, I think you showed the,
yes,
that'd be the outdoor seating area?
yes.
Tables with umbrellas and stuff like that?
Yes, that's the plan.
What's that gonna do
That's
to
a
the
cutter.
view of coming out of Rutledge, trying to get on 32, being able to see traffic coming north?
So that's why when we proposed it with him, we put less tables here and not as much going out that way, because that's what obstructs the view. So if what really obstructs the view is like more over here, because that's what they can't see. These tables, I mean, we'd have to measure it exactly, but we could get smaller tables to not obstruct that view turning left and right.
And also, we can provide a site distance study, so we can, if we need to move some of those planters back,
Yeah,
we
that's-
definitely will do.
That's my one big concern.
How tall are the planters? How tall are the planters?
The planter were like,
3 feet?
yeah.
Isn't that currently where the handicap parking is?
Yeah, there's a,
So
Yeah,
where would you put the
so
handicap
the
parking?
handicap parking
And
is-
where's the ADA entrance?
Yeah, so
hold on. The plans that go kind of like in different spots, so I think we have
You
a,
know,
So the handicap parking is.
You went too
is-
far.
That would take up
Oh.
like one spot, but our goal is to make the front handicap entrance only. That's what we want. We want to do the front handicap entrance only, and everyone else that is capable of walking up the stairs can walk up the stairs, but the front, I think so, should be handicap entrance. It should have been a long time ago, because you have people parking in front of the doors where people that come in, and our handicap can't get in because our people are.
So how would you
parking in front
enforce
of the
that?
doors. We'd enforce it through, lining and signs, of course. That would be the
Mow.
main thing. Yeah.
so the paved area here, is your intention to limit, how are you gonna handle that now? Because right now, you get four cars. I think, what am I?
4 to 6.
You get, 2 cars parked side by side, you get tables with an umbrellas here, right? So if you're on Rutledge and you're trying to make that left out of Rutledge, I mean, it's already tough now with the cars and
Yeah,
everything
yeah, as
there.
I said, that's what I was saying. What cars parked in the front to make that left out of Rutledge? Jackpot.
And I understand the building's been there for 50-plus years, but, when we're back for site plan, now it's time to correct all the ills of the past, so that's why the question's gonna
Understood,
come up.
yes. Okay.
And again, I'm not clear where the parking is, handicap parking.
In the front where it says paved area, they're going to change it and make it handicap, he just said. See where it says paved area over there in the front with the
Well, you
sliding
normally
doors?
park out front, he's gonna make that all handicap.
Yeah.
You gonna have enough room there, Phil,
Yeah, so
to have a true 88 spot?
If they only do one side and they put the stripes near the building,
So a couple things. I think the most important is what Tom pointed out in our letter. You have a copy of our letter?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the site distances, okay? Because that's going to determine where the seating can be, assuming that we go ahead with the seating. And it'll also, because right now when you come out, if cars are parked in the front area, you can't see coming out. If it's a van or a SUV, you cannot see. So we need to see the sight lines coming out of Rutledge. I think the idea of getting handicap spaces in front off of 32 is a good idea. It's a question of, is there enough room? So once you draw your sight line, you may see that you may only be able to get one handicap spot there, and you may have to put another handicap spot on Rutledge past where your seating is. One of our other comments was about getting, pedestrians to be able to get to the front door. If they had to park in the back, how would they get to the front? But if it's only going to be handicap access, I think that simplifies things. And then there's another curb cut. On this drawing, you have the two curb cuts there, and then there's a driveway that goes behind to the rear parking area.
Yes.
So, we want to look at that because the sight distance there is also comes into play. So it may really limit the ability to park in the front along 32. And then I think we should look at whether or not that access is one way in, eastbound. Right now it's two-way. There's no control. So,
Phil,
yes.
if the handicap parking is parallel to the road, how do they get onto 32 southbound? Is there enough room there?
So they're going to
can
have
do
to
it
demonstrate
on
the turning track. Once they establish the sight line, that area is going to shrink, and those two curb cuts on 32 may have to shift because the handicap space may have to be along the frontage there where you would come in and then exit at the other driveway. You may only be able to get one space in there.
Yeah, because if you have two there, the one in the back.
You're not going to be able to get out.
is moved to the
Correct.
front.
But I think once they draw the sight lines, you're going to see that area get shrunk down, and you may not be able to get any parking up front. But my guess is you're going to be able to get one
If I may
handicap space.
interject, I've seen 6 cars parked in there, in the front.
Correct.
So you.
On the
you-
currently, yes.
Not in the curb. There's the curb and cars parked side by side.
Yep.
And you also have, which is not shown on here, is where you have your gas with your piping, which butts out a little. But there is enough room to put at least 2 cars there for handicap, and I've done it with my SUV and a pickup truck. If you have to go southbound, as long as it's one way heading north, you can make the turn out. You can do it. It's been done. I've seen it. So
But once they establish the sight lines, that may have to shift. So I
Yes.
think everything is going to be driven by the sight lines
Right.
based on the current criteria, and then we can look at the configuration there.
Yeah.
I think you'll end up with, I don't think you'll end up with more than one handicap space there, and that those 2 driveways may have to be modified somewhat.
Now, isn't there a crosswalk also coming right from the
Yes.
pharmacy?
Where it says
There
walk.
is.
Right into it.
Yeah, right where it says walk
says
there,
walk. Where it
that's
says
where
walk.
the
That's where your
existing
crosswalk
crosswalk is. And there's signs there for the crosswalk. But again, the sight lines are going to probably push that seating area back. Even though the bollards that are there today, they're just bollards, so you can see through there. So if they're not cars parked in the front, your line of sight is okay today. Once you start putting planters there, you're not going to be able to see. Because if you're going to have seating there, the planters also have to be there for protection of anybody sitting there. So we're going to need to see a detail on the planter to see if it's adequate. And again, I think that whole front area is going to change once they do the sight lines.
where
And
the,
then we also need to see, there's parking against the building today on Rutledge.
yeah.
It's not striped, so it's a free-for-all. So we need to see a striping plan for the whole lot in terms of parking and circulation.
And I guess it's not shown on the site plan, but down where the culvert is down here, right now you have the propane and the 2 dumpsters. Are you planning on keeping those there?
Just the propane and dumpster, we're gonna build a barricade around it, kind of like a enclosing.
Enclosure?
Yeah, enclosure.
The dumpster's gonna have to be now because of the site plan change. It has to be in an enclosure. But, so you're gonna have to show those on your plans too, so that when you do the turn tracks and
Should we
that.
give a little direction as far as screening on it? Like how should be done screening on the,
Well, I guess whatever the final design of the colors of the building, it should match, right? Like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you do the screening around and just
Should
match
match,
it.
yeah.
Should match the building.
Can you go back up to the parking, the dining area, please, outside? Seasonal,
Seasonal, yes.
being seasonal, the planters, are they gonna be left there? The reason why the bollards were put there, because I know why the bollards were put there, because there were a couple accidents that people went through the parking lot from, they went straight to go onto Rutledge. So I just want to make sure that whatever going forward, that there's a somewhat of a permanent, that cars cannot go through there. And I don't know if it's best with the planters, because planters can be moved unless they're secured into the ground.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're gonna need some kind of bollards around the whole seating area, just for safety.
I think that whole area is going to change once you see the
Right.
sight lines. I think that seating area is going to shift south or east on Rutledge.
Right.
And then.
Almost down behind the building on that side.
Yes,
This
yes.
whole row up there. will-
Yes.
And you have
And then your treatment, where those bollards are today, that area may have to change. It may have to be all curbed
Right.
and some
Okay.
permanent items there. But again, the sight lines is going to determine everything that occurs.
And we asked about the height of the planters, but once you put plants in them, what types of plants you're gonna put in, that could interfere with visibility.
Do we even, I mean, I'm thinking, we went through this exercise with Chipotle and Starbucks.
Gonna need bollards.
I would prefer, I know the planters will look nicer, but from a safety aspect, I think the same type of bollards that we did,
Yep.
they're steel columns with decorative casing on top of them, but they're sunk into the ground.
Right.
Because they have two outdoor seating areas, and the board had a concern, either someone cuts the corner too close, or
Hits the gas
just
by
has a bad
accident.
driving day. You know, planters do look nice, but, you know, against a 2-ton SUV, they don't typically stand up too well.
And I know we're probably getting ahead of ourselves, but where it says walk, when you put the seating area there, I would presume everything's going to get raised a little because there's an angle with the parking. Can we request curbing to be down further and all that?
I think it needs to be, the
Curbing.
whole area needs to be defined with
Right,
curbing.
and which would prevent cars
And
from,
we should have the village street superintendent also weigh in on that whole area
Yeah.
in terms of drainage but I think once they establish the sight lines,
right.
then we can look at the treatment, the extension of the curb, what can be done in terms of the handicap parking spaces up front. And then, once you establish the sight line, you can then look at the parking along Rutledge and striping and treatment there.
Okay.
There was also, I don't know if it's still there, but at one time there used to be a bicycle rack up on the corner.
I think that is still there.
So if
It's-
you're gonna,
it's gone right now.
it was probably utilized
It's
fairly
been-
well. You may want to just look at where you're gonna relocate that to, because we really don't think it should be there.
It's not there right now, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's not
it's been
there.
moved.
It got
It's
removed?
removed.
Yeah, it got removed.
Okay.
No plans for it to come back?
We still have it if you want it.
Well, I don't personally want it. We're asking you if you plan.
Maybe in the back of the building.
Maybe in the back of
Yeah,
the building,
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
Put it in
Just
the
in
back.
way that's-
Yeah.
Away from 32.
yeah.
Because I don't know where I'm gonna put my bicycle when I come down the hill.
I
go down, I'm not going
I
up.
would pay to see
I
that.
go down, I can't go back up.
Yeah, neither could I. I would need an ambulance to follow me on that one. Anything else, Phil?
I think that's pretty much it. They can address all the items in our letter.
You have questions this is just traffic and circulation. Any questions on that?
No.
Anything else from the board right now for that part of this plan? Okay. Natalie?
Sure. I think the board had some really good discussions. Appreciate all of Phil's comments. I echo a lot of them. I just want to talk a little bit about the use. So the existing deli is classified as a retail business under the current zoning code, but the definition for a retail business limits seating up to 14 seats. We talked to the building inspector today, actually, about the bollards and why they were there, and he confirmed that it's to manage the traffic at that intersection so that there isn't any crossing over. But also he confirmed that the outdoor seating would count towards that 14 seating maximum. So that's really a threshold issue here, is how many seats are you proposing indoor and outdoors, and whether or not that still could be classified as a retail business. And then from there, we'll be able to look at the, bulk zoning requirements. If it's the existing use is staying the same, then the building inspector will have to make a determination that any nonconformities are legally pre-existing and permitted to remain. But if the use is changing, then some of that status may need to be revisited. Even parking in the front yard is technically prohibited, so that's another thing that needs to be considered. So at the appropriate time, some of these issues will need to be referred to the building inspector for a determination. But again, that seating question is, going to frame our next memo heavily. This is, I guess the applicant is now proposing the business to be 24/7 operation, which I understand is different.
Hold on, is that true? I think there was some
So,
confusion.
yeah,
about
so
it.
in terms of that is we have, our engineer, he always works on all our sites and he proposed the same exact name. And we usually just put in the 24/7 just in case down the line, 10, 15 years from now, we want to do 24/7, but we have no intention of doing 24/7 there, right now, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you'll just remove that from the application
Yeah, we can
materials then?
remove that,
Okay. We already talked about the outdoor seating area and bollards. Loading berths, that should be delineated on the plan, understanding where that's located now. There are some requirements in the code. Again, if this stays retail business, it may be a pre-existing non-conforming condition, so we'll go from there. As far as the ARB, you saw the materials board. Do you want to see material samples, physical samples, so the applicant can provide that to you? As far as the signage is concerned, the code limits signage to 20 square feet.
reduce
You'll
that to-
reduce it, assumed that you would. So, yeah, I think otherwise, an EAF needs to be submitted for the application so that the GML referral can commence, and also, the board can further this application under seeker. And, yeah, I think that's really all I have at this moment, because you talked about a lot of my comments, so you took my thunder away, which is totally fine. And, yeah, we'll see about those. The number of seats really is important for us.
So, just to, and I can bring that back to and discuss with our client. If we were just doing the renovation and the exterior of the materials without the seating outside, it should be an ARB application. It wouldn't trigger all these items that we're talking about.
Well, she's saying it would if it exceeds 14 seats between inside and outside.
And outside, yes.
So that would change the usage.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
As far as materials, you're saying that the colors on this rendition are off, correct?
Yes, this
It's
is,
a
Either
little
the materials
better
or
on
a
that.
realistic picture with the, what it really looks like?
I don't know, maybe it's the.
It's a
it
little
seems
better
like
on that TV,
It seems
yeah.
like that color is a little bit close.
I
But
guess
yes, we will
materials
bring
are-
you,
But it is gray aluminum, right?
yeah.
Is it an ephes or aluminum? Like,
It's they're both aluminum, so they're
Are
both
those
different.
like vertical siding panels, or are they actual panels that just look like?
Additional panels. Yeah.
So the
I-
wood
I'm-
portion, sorry.
I'm stumbling over the aluminum.
Oh, yeah, the wood portion are these like 4x8 panels, or are they,
But
like, do they have grooves in them, or are they just vertical siding, like?
What we will do is, in order to, so everybody feels more comfortable, we'll bring actual samples of the material so we can all see it and give you more specific dimensions.
But they're all aluminum, the two
Yeah.
colors, the gray and the oak color, and the stone. So there's the stone, and then the two other
Yes.
colors are aluminum.
Yes.
Okay.
What colors are, because obviously the soffit, it's this thing sticking out on those gable ends, are those just gonna stay as white vinyl, or are they gonna match?
We can look into that and see see your point that right now the white is sticking out. And the one thing is we're creating like a facade in front of all those utility poles, the utility meters.
So everything's gonna be behind that?
Oh,
Yes.
perfect.
So this
That's-
portion, I think it's shown in one of the drawings, is about 2 feet in front.
Bumps out a little bit.
And it has doors that will open
That's where the
up.
meters and everything are over there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I like the stone on the bottom, and I'm guessing the wood, depending on when we see an actual sample, may be nice. The aluminum just doesn't.
It's
You
But
thinking it's like aluminum color?
saying wood, but it's not wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
that's-
not wood.
That's what it's called.
Yeah,
But it's
I-
called
so
wood,
no,
but it's
yeah,
not. The
yeah,
material
yeah,
is
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Aluminum.
I know what you're thinking it's gonna be,
Yeah,
like aluminum.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so,
We definitely need to see the actual
Yes,
colors. I know what he's thinking that right here.
right, it's the
it looks,
material.
right now, it looks institutional is the word that's coming to my mind right now. Very industrial, very institutional, which doesn't
Is-
fit there at all.
Is it some way to change it to make it a little softer?
Okay.
Just, and maybe not so much as gray, and just somehow soften it so it blends in with the community around the buildings.
Immediately, if you look, you've got, and it doesn't, you've got the Historical Society across the street. So you've got that old stone building over there.
Yeah,
You've got Volker's next to it, which is
vinyl,
vinyl,
yeah.
They just painted the house right next to
that blue. What do you think, Evan? You're the one with the
I
cool
think
little
that-
letters at the end of your name.
No, I agree that, softening it maybe,
Soften it,
or
yeah.
playing the proportion of the two main materials could help.
Yeah.
I mean, the inside of the building is beautiful. I think
without
everybody
a
likes
doubt.
what you guys have done with the inside. It seems like you carried like the modernness of the inside
to the outside.
to the outside,
Yeah.
which doesn't jive down there. I mean, it's great that you want to do the work, and I think everybody's excited to see it. It's just something that a little softer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question on the lighting. I know it's just those goosenecks on the front, but are there any lights or soffit lights or something on the rear and other doors? Exterior lights?
So they're going to be like wall packs or anything for the parking lot or the sides of the buildings? So how are you going to do the perimeter lighting and stuff? Obviously, you're not going to get your lighting with 4 goosenecks.
Don't they have a utility pole, a couple utility poles that have lights that shine on them?
Yeah, but there's lights on the building now for,
But there's utility poles that have the packs that face the building. The only
Yeah, but
reason
that
why,
would just be for along Rutledge, but the whole back parking lot.
yeah. I figured how many utility poles are in there with the lights on them.
We will provide you more detailed plan of the back. Like I said, we were more concentrated on the exterior work, and this now has become a full-blown site plan application, right? So, no, I mean,
I think a lot of it's gonna depend on the seating.
yeah,
yeah, I think
That's your major thing right now.
yes.
Natalie, I have a question with the projected water and sewer demand for connection to municipal system form.
Okay.
I highlighted where it says commercial use, it says gas/service station. That should be revised because that shouldn't be there. And also says residential use, number of units not applicable. And there is residential units, so if we can have this revised.
Yes, we will, yeah, I'm not sure.
I defer to you, but I think it should be,
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
that makes
Okay.
sense. And as far as the residential uses, there's 3 apartments and they're all to remain, is that true?
Yeah, that's all to remain.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were, so typically, the applicant, you have both my memo and Phil's memo, so you'll respond to those and, then we'll review the updated materials based on those responses.
More out of curiosity, what is the village's code on 24/7 business? Is there?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think that there's anything,
Limitation?
yeah, not that I, no, I don't think
Because
so.
the gas stations, both gas stations,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Sunoco and the Mobile both are, so.
There are limitations on like lighting, so like signage and lighting has to be
Right.
reduced
Yeah,
after
yeah,
midnight
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Okay, just
Yeah.
more curiosity.
And if you are doing any like wall packs or anything in the back as part of this, they'll need to see a lighting plan, because it's .01,
Point one.
.1 foot candles, .1 foot candles at the property line,
Yes.
so. Anything else? Are there any other questions, comments, feedback?
For the next presentation, I think.
Good, everybody's good for now?
So, just going back, so there is no restriction on 24/7. It will be part of what if the board, something that we will request your board to.
You don't need a special permit from our code to be a 24/7 establishment. There would just be restrictions around lighting and signage. Typically, after 11 or 12, the signs have to be dimmed, and it's like security lighting. We don't want you to be able to play soccer at 2 o'clock in the morning in the back parking lot. You do have neighbors. You do have neighbors over there. But that's typically the only type of, and sometimes like garbage collection and stuff, because again, you back into a residential neighborhood. sometimes people get a little ticky if the garbage truck shows up at 4 a.m. to
Okay.
empty the trash, but no, overall, 24/7 is allowed.
Okay.
That was a really convoluted answer, sorry.
No,
So, no, we're nowhere near. No. So, I'm gonna use my famous line, you're gonna have to sharpen your mouse a little bit on this one. And then we'll get you on, as soon as we get the resubmission for you, we'll get you back on. You
Okay.
pretty good with what you need to
Yep.
do going forward? Okay.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. I thought I saw Anthony from lurking outside. Is he waiting for me to give him? Gardens at Harriman Station. Review draft environment. Hi.
There's so much to catch up on at home.
Review draft environmental impact statement, DEIS, for completeness in accordance with adopted amended scoping document as required under the State Environmental Review Act for proposed transit-oriented development. Said property is located at State Route 17 in Village of Woodbury and is known as the Village of Woodbury Tax Maps, Section 243, Block 1, Lots 1 through 25. I've asked Anthony to provide a timeline since the inception of the project to today to let us know where we stand. No, actually, I
Can
haven't.
you put up our 84-slide presentation?
Absolutely, I can.
Broken, sorry.
I would throw my own shoe at the TV, trust me.
When did you know the power just went out and we lost internet?
Good evening. Anthony Mirando, attorney with Cuddy and Fader. I'm here tonight with the Gardens at Harriman. Steve Esposito, he's in charge of the DEIS and the EIS processes. He's been working diligently on that document. And Mr. Barry Price, he's from the applicant and representing the owner. Thank you for having us on tonight. We're excited. We're excited to be before you going forward with this project. It's obviously a very, in my opinion, groundbreaking and cool project for the region. We filed the DEIS. I won't go back, Mr. Chairman, on anything, but just to bring us back to where we are today.
Yeah.
We filed the DEIS in the beginning of September, and over that period, your staff has been working hard to review it and provide completeness comments. We've now received a list of deficiencies from the staff in the form of a number of memos, which we are itemizing and breaking down as we speak. We are going to go through that work now and produce responses to those comments as well as updating the DEIS. Concurrent with that, we're hoping to continue to meet with staff on topics that have come up in the deficiency comments so that we can make sure we're responding adequately as we go through the process and get you back a revised and updated DEIS. That's where we are right now, and I expect we'll be doing that for a little bit. I won't put a time on it right now, but we'll be doing that for a little bit.
Well, the good news is the ball's in your court now. So
Yes, it is.
The pressure is completely off this board.
Yes,
at
it is
this
kicked
point.
back to us for completeness. You guys are telling us it's incomplete. We're coming back and we're doing our work.
We just kicked that ball right back over the fence.
That's fine. We're on it. Trust me. He's
Knocked it right
calling.
to 2026.
The owner's calling frequently, so we're on it. We're very excited to move it forward, and we're grateful for the time you've already put into it. So thank you. I also just want to add, we are coordinating with the Village of Harriman. As we know, the northern portion of the project, 120 units of townhouse project is in the Village of Harriman. So we've had communications with the Harriman's Planning Board attorney personally, their staff, and we intend on coordinating a meeting with their staff similar to what we've done with you going forward after tonight. So that's on my agenda going forward. We've also been communicating with the Village of Harriman mayor and some of their team, John Lank and their engineers, on water agreement work that we're doing. So we'll continue to keep you updated, and we're doing our best to be diligent with them and respect them and their role in the process.
A lot of moving pieces. You have 3 different municipalities in this project.
Two of jurisdiction and one that the part of the land. But yeah. And that's sort of why it takes a while. It's complicated, and we're gonna try to simplify it as best we can. But we've done a tremendous amount of work, as have you, and we'll be back. But in the meantime, we'll be communicating with your staff, and anytime over the next several weeks and a couple months that you need updates from us or need me to come back here and talk, I'm happy to anytime.
So we do have some lengthy memos from our 3 consultants. Nobody's going to read those out tonight. Does anybody from this board have any questions for the applicant or for our consultants right now?
No, I've read them all. Steve, when did this first start? 2016? I was original planning
You don't
board chair.
remember me, but I was before you when you were previously on the planning board, so
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm familiar with this project. I've been down on the site, so
Great.
I'm glad to be back and see this moving forward.
It's been years of work.
Oh, trust me.
Maria remembers when it was all paper.
Yeah.
I think when I first joined the board, someone handed me one of those banker boxes full of stuff and said, here's the TOD.
Yeah,
Get up to speed.
I
I'm glad we've gone
them at
digital.
my office
yeah.
for this.
And if you remember over the last few years where we've come in and given updates sort of on topics, we're happy to do that too, to help, the board be familiar and digest it. Once we get, I think we probably, subject to your discretion, get a little bit further along with complete, responding to the deficiencies.
Yeah.
And, but whenever we get there, we understand it's complex, and if we want to come in sections and talk about portions of it, we're happy to do whatever works best for you guys.
I think once we get those 20 and 30-page memos down to like 1 or 2 pages,
Yeah.
we'll have you come in and we'll talk about those. I think
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
I think we should just allow them to continue to work with our consultants. There's still a lot of high level, I don't want to say high level, but very technical issues that we really don't need to be involved in per se.
Above our pay grade?
Yeah, so,
It's above mine, trust me. But I will say just so you know, what they're working on us with, and I'm sure Natalie will mention this, is it's completeness. So it's not even that, it's really the substance. Is the document there so that
Yeah.
you all can look at the substance?
Dot the i's, crossing the t's.
Yeah, making sure that you have the information when it's time to review the information.
and just for the people that are watching at home or watch us tomorrow, we are nowhere near public comment or public hearing. The public will have their time to come out, and once we mark the DEIS is complete, they'll have their time to come out and
Yeah.
give their input as well. So I
Yeah,
don't-
for the public, that's a great point. Complete for public review.
Right. I don't want anybody at home thinking that a project of this size is not going to come back.
Approve it without us knowing.
Right, so just make that point. I'm going to
just
wake up to a
one more-
Facebook post tomorrow saying that this thing has been approved and nobody,
When this is complete, we shall do it.
Just one thing, there are consultants, they're not our staff.
I apologize.
are you offended?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
You're just
Yeah.
staff.
Is there a preferred term? I don't know which one.
I prefer to call them family. They're part
Yeah,
of the Woodbury Planning Board family. The
like
big
it.
dysfunctional planning board family.
Consultant. Felt staff was closer to the heart, but we're going to go with consultants.
Well, we don't direct them. You
Got
get the
it.
sense that you direct staff, but
That's understood.
I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I don't say hello anymore and I just start asking them questions. I think they've just morphed into like
Yeah.
the family
We're
side of things.
comfortable with them now.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
understood. I will correct that.
I mean, there's nothing. Everybody has your memos. We're good.
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
All right, so at this time, and this is not a surprise to the applicant knew it was coming. I'm going to offer a motion to deem the DEIS incomplete at this point.
Seconded.
Questions?
no.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
We'll see you after the new year, because I highly doubt we're going to see you
Yeah.
before then.
No. Thank you.
Consultants may see us.
Yes, we're not going to see you before December. So.
Staff and me?
Consultant, staff, family.
Which consultant should we direct to coordinate our meetings? I'm assuming Natalie?
Yeah, and then Natalie and Lino will send out or you'll send the invites to make sure.
Okay.
Everybody's involved, right? So just
Great.
what we've been doing in the past.
Great.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I don't see you before, but have a wonderful holiday season.
Have a happy.
You too,
Happy.
take care. Okay, last but certainly not least, I don't think we have anybody here for them tonight. Homewood Suites review.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot. You have like 19, I forget what projects you are sometimes.
So do I. Actually, at this time in my life, I'm like, it's tough to keep track of.
So Homewood Suites review the revised DEIS for completeness for a proposed 97-room hotel, including amenities such as an indoor pool, small meeting room, exercise. You gotta add an adjective to exercise room, I'm guessing. Limited dining, lobby lounge, and an outdoor courtyard on 3 parcels with a combined acreage of 3.23 plus or minus acres, known as a section of 226 Block 1, Lots 6.1, 7, and 8 on the village tax maps. The property is located in the LC and the HO district.
Well, we received the technical comments from Natalie and Phil. Natalie had a half a dozen minor comments. Phil had several comments. We've already made the changes that Natalie outlined in the document. I spoke to our consultant today, our traffic consultant, who spoke to Phil. They've got all the information that they've requested. They've just got to put it into the form appropriate. This is our third round. It's a hotel. It's on a 3.2 acre site. We were wondering if you could consider deeming it complete, conditioned upon us addressing the minor comments that we've received for completeness. Obviously, we could then get it in a shape once Phil and Natalie sign off on it for public review and move forward to a public hearing.
I know, Phil, your stuff was very minor, Phil.
Yes. It was more of, there were some inconsistencies between the DEIS and the traffic study, or information that wasn't carried forward, and I don't have any issue with the items being addressed by them. So, they're very minor.
Yeah, so our comment letter, like Mr. Esposito has already stated, is down to I think 6 or 7 comments. And the biggest thing for us is the information that's been presented on the village's status for water supply capability. Understanding that those revisions have already been made. I think that's the only, pause really out of all of our comments that we have, making this available for public review until those are resolved. So again, I think those need to be changed before this is determined complete, but if the board is willing and able, and with advice from council, wanting to determine it complete, subject to those revisions being acceptable, to your consultants, I just don't know how that works with the timing
That's what I'm worried
for
about, too,
the public.
Shot clock starting.
I don't know if we can do a conditional completeness like DEIS is. Sorry. I don't know if you can do a conditional determination.
So then at that point, if you're already underway with those revisions.
Well, we're just trying to avoid having to produce 3 more hard copies, another round of another meeting. I think I have in the past in other projects in other municipalities gotten to a point where there's a couple of comments we clean them up, send pages to the consultants, your consultants. They would review them and sign off on them.
Well, I don't think we need the hard.
No, yeah, I was gonna
we could do
say,
this all.
yeah.
I think we can do this all digitally.
Yeah, this one, I think if you were to just send us the electronic copy of those revisions submitted to the board, that would be the one that was determined complete, ideally, right? I think that's probably the appropriate thing.
I mean, and I could guarantee I put you in December if you can get all the stuff in.
Perfect. And then we can set the date for the public hearing.
So we'll mark it incomplete tonight, but with my guarantee that you'll be in December.
Great.
Contingent on, of course, you.
Us getting us.
Gus getting everything in, and then we can go
This way it
from.
helps us with the clock.
Okay. This way, nobody's uncomfortable, and we're not putting ourselves in a bad spot that we get a lawsuit against us for any silly reason.
That works for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I'll offer the motion to deem the DEIS at this time incomplete, based on consultants.
A second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so just
See you next month, hopefully.
see you next month.
Right,
Just
thanks a lot.
Get it in
Thanks
so
for
you
your
have time, okay?
Happy holidays.
You too.
And Steve, you'll provide the red line of it?
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
send you red
great.
line and response.
Perfect.
And there's one extra item I would like to add tonight. That's Chaffee. We had given them 30 days at the October meeting, 10-15 meeting. We had given them 30 days to resubmit. They have sent nothing into the building department. So I'm willing to offer a motion under 310-50 of our village code to deem that application as available. Questions? All in favor? Aye. All right. Anybody got anything else?
But too damn fast.
No, being no further business before the board, I'll offer a motion to close.
Second.
All right, Maria gets it. Any questions? All in favor? Aye.